online haircut. Hello guys, welcome to Avenues Podcast episode 161. Today it's going to be me instead of Justin, and we're going to be talking about how our summer is going, some updates, and talk about Travis Scott's new album and the scandal behind his recent concert that was going to take place. Colin, you want to?
In Egypt, yeah. That was a fire intro, though. I'll give you that. So, yeah, Justin's not here. He's in California. He watched the Arsenal-Barcelona game that he talked about a few episodes ago. And from the looks of it, it seemed like a pretty fun, exciting game. Did you see the score and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people played, a lot of subs, and then there was a lot of goals. Dowski, Jesus, so that would be pretty fun to watch.
That was
I'm sure he enjoyed it.
Tackle from
Araujo,
yeah, that was
It wasn't even a foul, wasn't it? They didn't call it.
No, that was a foul.
It was, but they didn't call it.
It looked harsh, but I do believe it was light. Like, I don't think it really hurt Jesus.
Yeah, probably. No, he got up right away.
Yeah, so it wasn't. It was just like, it was still a foul. But it was a friendly match. I don't think like the ref gave two fucks. But yeah.
Yeah, probably not. A lot of Barca fans in the stadium I saw. A lot of them. Makes sense. California, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of Hispanics there, so makes sense. Okay, so yeah, that's true, but that has nothing to do with what this is. Concerning Travis Scott, we're on the topic with Middle Eastern people. Egypt, their concert that was supposed to be in the Egyptian pyramids has been canceled, but it's weird because everything is saying no, it is canceled, and then Travis Scott is saying, I will do everything I can. It will happen. I promise it will happen. I don't know if he's saying I promise, but he's like, it will happen. He's saying it will happen. It will happen. Every other source is saying no. So we don't really know. And so I think that he is very adamant, obviously, because when you plan something for weeks or even months, however long he's been doing this for, it would mean a lot for him, right? So obviously he's very committed to try to get something done. Like, why throw it away over just one person saying no? But there's different reasons surfacing as to why it's being canceled or has been canceled, because one, people are saying that he was being disrespectful to Egyptians and how it's actually not a good thing culturally to have a concert held at the pyramids. They're saying it's not right, it's not humane, whatever. And so there's reasons like that aren't confirmed, but just speculation as to why it's not happening. And on top of that, he got a yes in the first place to do the concert, and then now it's a no from the government. So not really sure what's going on there. He claims that it will happen. Time will tell. We haven't seen yet, but it would have happened on Friday. For us, that's tomorrow. So, don't know. The album comes out tomorrow. That's set to be released. The first song that was published from the album a few days ago, K-Pop, featuring The Weeknd and Bad Bunny, has been blowing up, and I personally really like it. I don't know if you listened to it, but I quite like it. I think it's really good. It's a mixture of like rap and pop. Like Travis's is like a rap style, and then Bad Bunny and The Weeknd has like this pop. Really good.
Sounds like a fire lineup, to be honest.
Yeah, we should listen to it maybe after this. But no, yeah, it's pretty good. And so this new album, the album cover looks really cool. I like the art with it, and it's supposed to be a part 2, a sequel of Astro World that was released 5 years ago by Travis Scott. And I don't know why it would be a part 2. I don't know any correlation between the two. Astro World is easily my favorite album by Travis Scott, and when that came out, I remember I listened to it like all the time during the summer of 2018. It's been a while. So many people have gone and came since then. So, for example, Bad Bunny, and I think The Weeknd was. I don't think The Weeknd was on. Astro. He might have. It's hard to tell like who's on that album or not because it doesn't show any features. That's a part of the contract. So like there's Drake on there, there's Juice WRLD on there. I think The Weeknd maybe, but it's hard to say because they don't show like featuring. But anyway,
you could probably Google and find
yeah,
out.
it will. Yeah, it will show. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Utopia coming out July 28th. Came out July 28th. And yeah, that's concerning Travis Scott and the news of Travis Scott. Onto some other news. This week we've seen the Barbie. I don't even know what it would be called. The Barbie like simulation. The Barbie like so a studio.
Edit.
Yeah, it was an edit from a studio in UAE that created this like big. I'll put an image up on screen somewhere here.
Yeah.
And it's like walking out of the packaging next to the Burj Khalifa. It's huge. It looks so real. And it's made by a studio in the UAE. And for some reason, the UAE had delayed the Barbie movie to August 31st, I think, which is weird. They didn't say why, but
I think it was like, I don't know, like I saw the clip like once or twice, but I think it's like a connection between that and the first trailer that came out of Barbie. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was basically like, Barbie with that same outfit, just like with the same stuff dropping against a bunch of monkeys or whatever. Like that's what it looked like, and I don't know. That's just how I thought about it when I first saw it. Like, maybe that's like the connection, because she was big and then she had the same outfit. Maybe trying to put the same. That's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's the correlation.
it
but
is,
I'm not
but
sure.
I just don't know why it's delayed in the UAE to the 31st.
Maybe censorship.
Yeah, I mean UAE is fucking weird. Like they do all this shit, with like banning like some sort of internet. Like there's all sorts of stuff there. That's weird. But they're still trying to keep the hype alive by posting stuff like this, and it's caught the internet's attention. So yeah, it's like blowing up on TikTok and whatever else. But yeah, I haven't seen it. Shine hasn't seen it, so we can't say. I don't think Justin's seen it either, so we can't say if it's good or not. And then
By next episode, though, definitely
You're
gonna
gonna-
see it.
yeah,
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard it's really really good. In Brazil, there was a freaking fight in the theater over that. Did you see that? There's a fight. Okay. This is a good topic. There's a little kid that was in the theater with their family, and like I said, it's in Brazil, and they were on their phone the whole movie watching YouTube. The little kid
On like without headphones.
without headphones, where it was heard out loud, and it caused a lot of like discomfort from other people, and there ended up being a fight at the end where there's punches thrown at the credits,
At the kids.
at the parents,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's like, yeah, it's weird. I mean, that's a really good like point, dude. Do not bring your kid into the movie theater if they're just gonna be on their phone watching YouTube or whatever. It doesn't matter what they're watching. If they're on their phone, you shouldn't be on your phone in the movie, first of all. And that's number one. Number two is the fact that it's loud and annoying. You're trying to watch a movie? Are you kidding me? Like that? No, don't do that. Like, so I don't blame the people for punching the shit out of the parents. It doesn't matter. Like the fact that you bring your kid in, you can watch it at home or take the kid out. Like you
Yeah.
remove him from the theaters, right? So,
Honestly,
yeah,
like I
don't-
think the only
don't
thing
do
that
that.
makes this worse is that maybe the kid wanted to go see the movie and then threw a tantrum or whatever. You know how kids are, like, yeah, like they buy the tickets and then they go, the kid's like, I don't want to watch it anymore, like whatever. Like I would personally like get thrown into jail, but I just don't agree. I would be very annoyed at people like uh disrupting something for everybody and me. I had this same problem with this events in Vancouver these past nights and this weekend called Celebration of Lights, which is just fireworks 3 nights a year that different countries bring out their best fireworks lineup and show like with new styles and uh, everything new, like have their own things going on. They have voting at the end, see who won the contest. And for the past 2 nights that I've been to, we've had many people just standing up in front of you because it's just that chain reaction. So like it's pretty like common knowledge that you gotta sit down, everybody watch, because it's a beach. It's literally like right on top of you. It's honestly impossible not to see it unless there's a giant wall in front of you. And there's people that just decide to like stand up and don't give a rat's ass on like if people behind them can see or not, and that causes a chain reaction for everybody to stand up because they just like it's like honestly like at some point it's not some people's fault that they have to stand up because they genuinely they genuinely cannot see, and there's also like assholes who get drunk and high and they don't care what others think, and and they stand up. And I was like, the first night I was actually pissed off because I was sitting somewhere like I hate that. First off, there's so many inconveniences with that place. Like we were sitting down and people just come like walk through your stuff when you're sitting down just to, like find open space, and they don't give a fuck. Like you have to like if there's like 5 inches space between you and the other person, like if they see an inch of sand between your like whatever you're sitting on and another person next to you that is sitting on, they will pass that. Like they don't care. They'll step on it. Like an inch of sand will just cause them. Oh yeah, well that's a path I gotta take. Like I don't understand. And they don't say sorry. Like you have to actually sit wide as fuck, and they still will like fucking kick your foot so they could pass by. Like I honestly said some things to some of them because it was very rude. And not only that, and then the fireworks starts, and then people who just decide like 10 minutes before that they want to pull up, they'll just go and like stand in front of you, and they won't even listen.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, it is such a stupid thing. So on the second night, we thought we'd go sit on the sand instead, or closer to the beach. So we did. It was like they make sections, so like it's easier to like go around. People find each other, all that. And we were sitting at a pretty comfortable spot, pretty close, so there's no one like standing in front of us. Well, guess what? Somehow, some way, we found a way to get our view fucked. Because there was people, because we were sitting kind of close to like 3 or 4 meters away from the little entry path that they made on the beach, so it's easier to get in each section to sit down. And there were people that literally went 1 like centimeter away from the water just to see it or videotape it, or for whatever reason. I don't understand. Like that 10-20 meters that you walk on makes no difference in what you see. Makes absolutely no difference on what you see. And they obstruct your view. And I thought, okay, like this is bullshit. I thought I would go like stand and watch like in the crowd, so I'll have a better view. I stood there for 10 seconds, and I honestly felt ashamed of myself. Of that I'm contributing in people blocking other people's view when they came in early. They put in the effort. They sat down in the sun. Like they took all that to see the fireworks just for someone to come stand in their way.
That's fucked. Yeah.
That is really fucked. That pissed me out. I just came back. I sat down.
Tackle them.
Bro.
The ground.
See, the thing is they can sue me. Otherwise, I would be throwing hands.
What are they going to sue?
Huh?
You're just going to leave, and then they're never going to know who this guy is.
I'm not going to risk it, you know.
Well, they know.
Well, I might get beat up. I might be the one to get beat up.
Yeah,
you know? I might be throwing the first punch, but...
If they're high or drunk, you got it.
Hopefully. I'm not... I'll pick my battles, but, I mean, there's so many people,
What if it's Bradley Martin, and he's like, fuck you, and spits on you?
Huh?
Bradley Martin. If he does that.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay.
I was looking, what would you do if Mike Tyson did that? Yeah, bitch, he can stand on my ass. I don't give a fuck.
I'd tell him to leave, honestly.
Huh?
I'd tell him I don't care who he is. Like
if
I wouldn't
it's
fight
the
him.
US, bro. If it's the US, bro, those people ain't nothing against a bullet.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't like be. I would not fight like the guy. If it's some random dude, I'd feel more entitled to fight him. But if it's Mike Tyson that's in my way, I'd be like, yo, can you move? Like, I'd say it politely.
Yeah. No, the thing is, like, the first night where, like, so many people were pissed off because we were sitting in the grass. We were sitting a bit back because the beach was full. So it's on. This is in English Bay. If like just have a understanding of what it is. And there was people like chanting like sit down, like that went on for 5 minutes, and they did not give a fuck. Like people were throwing like bottles and caps at people who were standing up, and they still did not care. There was genuinely 10 people going to the same selection of people. Like this is a wall. I'm talking about people standing. It's a wall. It's not just like 10 people. This is a whole wall. And I saw just one section, like just within like 4 or 5 guys. That one section, there was 10 people go into those 5 people alone. Like, there was people going to other people too, but that was the one that I was seeing. 10 people went to the same 5 group that was basically in front of us. Told them to sit down. They looked around and like showed a middle finger, and they did
Bro.
not give a fuck. Like, I was like, how inconsiderate, how
Yeah.
much of a bitch do you have to be?
Yeah, true.
How much? I'm not gonna like start like being, I don't know, but how much of a asshole mindset do you have to not care for everybody else?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
That's fucked up.
I was very annoyed. Like, I was saying some like bad words to those people because I was extremely pissed off. And like, my mom was like, just, it doesn't matter, like, just calm down, like, it's not enough to like make you like feel so like pressed. So I thought for the second day to find like a cardboard and go obstruct their view as a, in a way, but I was like, that's so much effort for me to waste my energy on idiots.
True.
So I thought, be the bigger person.
There you go.
And yet they still find a way to obstruct my view. So, but I mean, it's all right. What can you do? There's always idiots in the world. But that event is a very beautiful event. I really love going there every year with my family. We sit down, we have fun, we play cards, eat snacks, and then when the firework happens, it's always beautiful. It's always a nice time to be there. Even when I went with my friends, it's always nice. And generally, it's sad to see. Like, I don't know, this didn't happen last year. Last year, there were a very few selection of people who just stood up maybe for the first 5 to 10 minutes to maybe like film it. I get like some of these guys are tourists. You've never seen that. Go film it. It's fine. I generally have a problem with people who just film the whole thing. The same in concerts. Like, the same thing also happens in concerts. Like, if you've been to a concert, you would probably have the same problem of people like standing up in front of you. That's a different story. But I just genuinely have a problem with people filming like the entire time in an event like that, or concerts, or games. Like, you're there to enjoy it. You paid so much money just to see it through your small screen. Why? What's the point in that? Like, the first time, like I said, you're a tourist, you see it for the first time, you film
if
a
you want
couple.
to film it for like a minute, that's fine.
Yeah, that's like, I honestly, like, that I understand, because I've been in that place, been to a place, like, went to an event, like, it was like, I don't know, like, singing, whatever. Yeah, you film it, because you want to have the memory and show it to others. But when you're stopping yourself from experiencing the actual experience,
what's the point?
Yeah, just to show other people, I find that very idiotic. I really find that very idiotic, because people see that, people take that away from like influencers who like film wherever they go. They don't understand that those guys get paid to do that. If I got paid to do that, I would do it.
Your vlog camera out.
Yeah, you have your vlog out, you stream whatever. Yeah, you get donations, you get
IRL,
sponsorship. Yeah, then
get
I would.
spotted.
Yeah, then I'll spend my money and I'll go film it and lose a bit of my own experience. I don't care, because I'm getting paid. Then the concept makes sense. But
totally different situation.
Yeah, totally. That's like basically work in some sort of way.
It is.
But just for you to, like, maybe the fireworks, well, no one pays really. So that's kind of doesn't go this specific argument. But when you like pay for a concert to go film it, just for you to, that's like the same thing as watching a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in that? And that's the problem I have, and that's why most of the people stood up to like film it. I'm like, well, what
They can
for?
sit down and film it as well.
Yeah, you can sit down and film it like anybody ever done. And I feel like the reason there's so many people who stood up this year is because there's so many more tourists than years before. Since everyone's like getting out of COVID,
True.
maybe last year was less people coming.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, tourists, there's good ones, there's bad ones, whatever. So I'm not gonna judge them too much, but I'm gonna like question their manners and the fact that, you should be considerable to everybody. So I find that very annoying. I kind of forgot what, and yeah, what was that original one?
We started this because I talked about the movies.
Yeah, and then it's the same thing, when you're paying to be there and someone else disrupts your experience.
Ruins it.
It ruins it. And sometimes,
Yep.
you know, if it's only you, let's say, for example, I don't know any specific examples, but let's say you go to a movie, it's only you and not everybody else that is getting their experience ruined by some accident. That's a different situation than when someone is so inconsiderate that is ruining it for everybody else. You know, that is pretty shitty. And for that reason, I give every right for people throwing hands. I feel like, you know, they should have just thrown them out instead of like, because those people now, like, I don't know, some of them probably charged with, you know, assault or whatever. I hope not. You know, they had every right to beat those guys.
That's true.
But, you know, like, I feel like they should have just thrown them out, you know?
Yeah, of course, because
Yeah.
that's the best. That's the best solution.
If that happened to me, again, I'm not a type of person who would take it lightly when someone is taking away from my right to be there and have the share and have the average experience that I'm supposed to have, you know? So I would not take that lightly personally because, look, my mom said that if someone is like doing that to you, you should leave because it's not worth getting.
But then aren't you wasting your money?
But yeah, and then I was like I'm not gonna get political with this topic, but I was like, Mom, we already did that once. You know, we were in a country that they were taking our rights away and we couldn't do anything, so we moved. But I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna be the pushover. You know, like to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Yes, if someone's taking your right away and they have a gun, yeah, you can't do shit. You know, might as well, you know, obey. But when it's a fair situation, I'm gonna get what my right is to have. So, in a movie, kid crime
But Bradley Martin's, you can take him.
Yeah, well, that's the same situation. Well, there's no point in fighting when you're not gonna win. So you gotta pick your battles, right? But yeah, I think I sent a video to Colin actually about this. If a kid is crying in the theater while I'm watching a movie. Now, there's different levels of movie for me. Some movies that I'm just enjoy to, you know, be there, watch, because I was going to watch them for a night out anyway. There's movies I want to watch. There's movies that I'm, like, there on early release.
Is
or,
that
like,
FNAF?
the first day. Yeah, like FNAF, like, I don't know, Transformers. I love Transformers. Like, those.
You're going to be at FNAF early.
Yeah, bro. Kid is crying there. That kid is gonna see.
But it's
Afton,
FNAF.
Bro.
He's gonna be crying. It's FNAF. So like, is that?
I don't think there should be kids at FNAF, first of all. But even if there's like in any movie that I like, that I actually like, I'm excited to be there, and there's a kid crying for more than 5 minutes, that kid is gonna have a bruise for the rest of his life. Or, something to remember that night for.
That's not a threat. That's a promise, right?
That's a promise.
Damn.
That's a promise. Don't take that lightly. You bringing your kid, make sure, text me on Instagram. Yo, Shan, you going to that movie? I'm like, no, you can take your kid there. Don't worry. If I'm going and that kid is crying, you have 5 minutes to get that kid out. 5 minutes.
What?
5 minutes tops. After 5 minutes, you might have those like 30 seconds that will take me to get to your seat.
Yeah.
Like that's the ultimate.
That's
time.
warning time. That's that warning time period, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna be watching, on the topic of movies, we're gonna be watching the Star Wars trailer for Ahsoka. This is the final trailer for the TV show. And me and Cheyenne have not seen it, so we're gonna give our thoughts on it. And a lot of hype for this. Not as much as Kenobi or Mandalorian, but I mean, hey, it's another one of those Disney shows, so people are probably gonna like it because it's been pretty good so far with Kenobi and Mandalorian. So let's see what this looks like.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Yeah, that was good. I'm not really too like detailed in the canon, so like I only knew some of those characters.
Yeah, I knew some, and like I don't really know many of the like the Sith Lords in this one. Like I don't really get like who or how they are, because it correlates with comics and like Rebels and other stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they come from or who they are. The biggest thing to me that I can take away is you hear Ahsoka's name by Anakin. So he's, I bet in the show, just like with Kenobi, I bet he's gonna be talking to her, just like how Kenobi was talking to Qui-Gon. I bet it's gonna be the same sort of thing, and that'll be cool to see.
What's the
Anakin
timeline though?
again.
Is that after sequels? Or
That's
after
way
Mandalorian?
after. That's around the same time as no, that's before Mandalorian.
before?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but it's before Mandalorian. It's after Kenobi. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause I saw some like Rebel characters. I saw.
the Mandalorian.
Yeah, Mandalorian. So
Mhm.
yeah, I only know Rebels. I never watched it. So basically my entire background of Star Wars is that one basically Angry Birds Star Wars collab game that I played as a kid. That I knew none of the characters, but I remember one of the last chapters of the game, like before I finish it, was the characters, and then I watched all 9 movies, and I was like, well, where are those characters at? And then Colin at first wasn't sure, and then I downloaded the game back and showed him, and it was like, yeah, those are Rebels. I was like, well, that's cool, 'cause their abilities was cool in the game. I loved using them, and yeah, so that's that. Then
Maybe you should watch Rebels. I've watched Rebels.
how many seasons?
Oh, there's a lot. There's mainly the Clone Wars ones. There's like I want to guess around 4 for Rebels. I could be wrong. I haven't seen it in years, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was thinking on starting to watch Clone Wars. I was like, bro, 9 seasons? You got me fucked up.
Watch Rebels then, because that's less, and it's better than Clone Wars.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I saw that girl with the blue and orange. So I was like, yeah, that's Rebels. And then there's the girl with the green, dildo-looking things on the back. And then, yeah, those are the only characters I reckon. And there was Anakin and Ahsoka, which it's like.
I don't think Anakin's in Rebels. No, he's not.
No, but it was in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Mhm.
That was cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward. I'll watch it. You know, I might lack some canon information, but doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan, but I like it. You know,
Yeah.
prequels were better than all of them.
I gotta disagree. I say sequels. But yeah, that does look pretty good. So, not the Budweiser, the trailer. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, not kind of sums up everything.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been episode 161, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Not me, Justin.
Yeah, Justin. Okay. Peace.